Hey, it's Matthew David. Just an update. Things have changed in my perspective over the past year, and some people have noticed that. And I'll admit, it has taken a toll on the following that I attract, and that's okay with me. Because what I realized is that popularity is not prosperity. And I realized that fame is not fortune. So many people seek those things. Many people want to be liked by a lot of people. I really only want to be liked by my Creator, because I'm provided for, and that's all that's required. Because as long as I'm in alignment with my own truth and wisdom, then everything goes well, in spite of the appearances. It's ironic because I've never had so few followers. I don't even want to call them followers. I don't know why people say they're following other people. I'm not following anybody. You're not following me anywhere. You may be watching me. But anyway, but the prosperity is incredible. And that's the whole mystery of the riddle that's going on here. Is so many people are looking around and saying, well, how do I get ahead? What do I do? I don't know how to make ends meet. I don't know where to begin. And then all these gurus show up and tell you all of these crazy good sounding ideas that you should do. They're so intellectually biased with all of this information. And it's all of this stuff that you have to do. It's a to-do list that never ends. Because America's all about to-do lists. And that's the culture code. And as long as people are doing, they think that they're actually going to get somewhere. That's only half of it. Because you can do until you're blue in the face. But how's that working for you? That's all I'm saying. See, wisdom is the principal thing, and wisdom attracts prosperity. And so I've always pursued wisdom. So when people say you've changed, I say no, I haven't. I haven't changed one bit, because wisdom has always been my focus. And wisdom is this. Whenever I see something, I buy in. So when I get the fruit, then I know I've discovered something. And so, naturally, as a scientific mind would be, I test and prove things, and then as I see them working, as I get the result, I say, well, now there we have a principle. Now I can lean on understanding. I can lean on wisdom. I don't have to lean on the meme of the day or the trend or what people are talking about today, here today, gone tomorrow. I'm looking for eternal prosperity. And so that's never changed. And so people say, well, why are you all about the Bible? I'm like, because I see the Bible for what it is. It's the greatest prosperity book ever written on the face of the planet. And especially if you go and you look at the ancient texts and you cross-reference it with the modern ones. And that turns off a lot of people because they don't want anything to do with religion. And I don't blame them. I never did either. But here's the thing. If you're sitting out there wondering, how do I grow my business? How do I attract more clients? How do I get this done, that done? How do I make my life work? Well, why don't you start from the foundational principle of what your life is? You're God's image and likeness. You were never engineered to be self-sufficient and independent outside of God's blessing. So, if you understand that that's the starting place, well then why not start from a root instead of from something that has no root? And so that's where I stand, and that's where my ministry is. And that's okay. I've alienated plenty of people by talking about the Bible, but that's just the rejection and rebellion inside of them. And all I can say is, how's that working for you? If it works for you, then keep doing what you're doing. But if you're sitting there wondering, you know, if you're looking at your bank account and you don't have enough means in there to take care of living expenses for at least 5 to 10 years, then maybe look to God and maybe say, listen, what's going on with me? You know, and my first indicator was what got me coming around this year. Let me tell you this quick story, then I'm going to let you go. The best man in my wedding, you know, 10, 11 years, whatever, 10 years ago, He's always been a real humble guy of simple faith. He has a very simple faith. He's not interested in all the intellectual, break down every meaning of every word. Let me parse it out. Let me do this. Let me do that. Blah, blah, blah. All that crap. He's not interested in all that. He's just a simple faith, believes in God with his heart, follows God's guidance and wisdom, loves Jesus, sold his company for $50 million. I was there when he was down and out. You see, I was there when he was down and out. And I saw him struggle like many people struggle. And I saw the actions he took. I saw who he was listening to. You see, your life is going to go in the direction of who you're listening to. He didn't listen to all the charlatans of the day with all the new age memes and all this stuff designed to steer you outside of prosperity and keep you in a place of doing to feel like you're getting somewhere. But then at the end of the day, you look back after a decade and you've gotten nowhere. That's a trap. That's the booby trap of the ego, and 90% of people fall into that. And that's where all the crowds are. There's never a crowd at the leading edge. That's where all of the popularity is. The popularity is always in the place of destitution. Otherwise, 95% of people wouldn't retire broke, dead, or disabled. That number hasn't changed. You see, wisdom can see through all of these things. God is the only source of prosperity. So, Dave is his name, followed prosperity, followed God. He turned to God as the only source. God gave him a business idea, and he ran with it with excellence, and he turned it into a multi-million-dollar empire. Now, you look back over his life, and you say from day one when he started, when he was without a job, his wife had left him, going through the hardest times of his life. I watched what he did. See, I'm very clever. I watch. I observe. I look for something and I buy in. I watched what he did. What did he do differently? What did he do differently from other people that made him so successful? He turned to simple faith, to God. He didn't go to this complex, crap that you see on the internet today with all this 3 million different things you have to do every single day to make ends meet, blah, blah, blah. Let's learn this, let's learn that, let's do this, let's do that, let's follow this guru, that guru. No, he didn't do any of that, none of it. So if you break it down over the past 10 years, what he would have made, he would have netted probably over $2 million a year, well, actually more than that, from day one. From day one. So what's the price that you're currently paying for chasing popularity and fame and looking for the meme of the day? And all you have to do to figure that out is look back over your life in the last 5 years and say, has it gotten any better? And if all you've been doing is chasing the meme of the day for 5 years, you're caught in the middle place, which means Satan has bound you. I'm sorry to say it like that, but that's what's happened. And that's okay if you like it. But if you want out, well, wisdom says, see something, buy in, follow the simple path. And this is the path that I teach. This is the path that I take. This is the path that has produced prosperity. And it will evolve. My path is evolving. Because I look at people who've gotten far greater results than me. And I say, okay, how do I align myself with them in the way that provides the path of least effort? Because the path of least effort is always God's modus operandi for you. Take care and God bless.